Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the charts for XRP, see what's been going on most recently and what I would expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not think about subscribing, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will not miss another XRP update. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. If you're looking for a little bit more from the crypto space, why not check out the Patreon services as well? We offer things from project reviews all the way through to AMAs with Chris and myself twice weekly, and of course a little bit of trading here there as well. So why not check it out if that is your bag. Let's get into this though. So XRP paired up with USDT on the hourly chart and Binance is the data source, okay? So just to kind of recap from the video that I did a couple of days ago, we seem to have pretty much kind of followed the path that I was setting out here, and we did actually come down ever so slightly lower, so I was a little bit off there with the lows, but we pretty much got the reversal in and around that kind of low point. Now I had this kind of scoped out at 5.9. And we were also looking at moving on up. I think in the video that I last covered, it was about 67. This has changed to about 66.6. But for the most part, we are still following the general direction here. It's a big A wave up, B wave down, C wave coming up, okay? Once we have this high point here, if it doesn't turn into an impulsive structure, we should be thinking of a move down, okay? So basically, we want to be monitoring that situation quite carefully. At the moment, this actually looks a lot more like we've got 3 waves over here, 3 waves over here, and potentially 5 waves just here. Okay, and that makes the entire thing a 3-3-5 corrective pattern, which leads me on to the bigger kind of piece, right? Which essentially is that this E wave might not yet actually be done. Okay, so if this is just correction and it's not a definitive trend setter, then we haven't left this E wave just yet, and I'll talk about that on a larger time frame in a moment. So for the most part, I do see this as a bit of a 5-wave move. Okay, we have wave 1, 2, 3, 4 coming down here, 5 going up. All right, now we can be refined a little bit more over where we think this is likely to go based on how low we've currently come. Okay, there's no guarantees in this space. I'm just running the probabilities here. Of what we think is probably going to happen next, okay, highest probability, and that is that we move on up. Now this actually puts us slap bang in the middle of our original target, right? So the lower side here is 66.3 and the higher side is 67.2. Okay, so if I just draw a little box here, you can see that we're right bang in the middle there. So the larger ABC on a 1-to-1 ratio would be pretty much exactly where that 5th wave would land, okay? Now we take a look at the stochastic RSI on this hourly chart. It does lead to come up to the overbought area, but it can of course stay down here for a while. Yeah, that's not too much of a problem. But we would want to see this thing just finish off this 5th wave so that we can then be, more confident about what happens next, which would be a downward directional move. Again, as I said, right, if this is a 3-3-5 corrective pattern that's been going on over the last kind of week or so, then essentially what we should be looking for is another corrective pattern to the downside. I'm not expecting it to be a trend setter or anything like that, but it does mean that basically Bitcoin is likely to see a pullback and XRP is likely to follow it, meaning that that E wave at the bottom there has not finished just yet and it has a little bit further to go down. Okay, so oversold and looking to go up into overbought. Overbought should put us in this range of 66 cent to 67 cent. Okay, that's kind of the sweet spot there for XRP. So to try to keep this video as brief as I possibly can, let's jump this up into our daily view. Okay, the daily view is we're mapping out this E wave, right? And we're thinking that this E wave could have been done around that 58 cent range. Is a possible scenario. We did actually wick all the way down to our lower trend line, which is a trend line that's been tracking for quite some time. And again, we're actually in an Elliott wave triangle. If I pull this back down a fraction here, you can kind of see that it's an Elliott wave triangle A, B, C, D, E. And I can actually just go ahead and make that something like orange. That doesn't stand out too much. Me, blue. Yeah, blue stands out. So we have this blue kind of move, right? This big A, B, C, D, E, right? And what we're trying to do here is basically figure out whether or not this E wave is done. Now, with this corrective pattern of a 3-3-5, I would say that this E wave is not done and we are likely to slip down a little bit lower, and this is going to pretty much be in line with the rest of the crypto space. This isn't anything unusual, just specifically for XRP. It does mean that there's going to be some discounted rates a little bit lower. Now we don't know how low that's going to go just yet. We could kind of give a couple of guesses, but I think for the most part, we're better off waiting for the confirmation of the fifth wave high and then get the first couple of waves down so that we can kind of be a bit more educated over where we are thinking this is likely to go. But I am expecting Bitcoin to go down to $34,000. 36, 34,000 seems to be the most probable zones at the moment. So those are the areas that I'm focusing in on. And when Bitcoin does that, XRP should be probably down low 50s at that point, breaking out of this triangular wedge. Okay, now that is very valid for these E waves. Now, for the most part, with these Elliott wave triangles, there's two things that we are looking for. Okay, we are looking for 2 touch points at the top of a trend line, and we're looking for 2 touch points at the bottom of a trend line. Okay, and for the most part here, we actually have that. We've got basically 3 across the bottom, and we've got 2 across the top. Okay, and if we were to extend that out, it wouldn't actually reach that origin position. Now, the E wave is an exception to these kind of rules, right? Essentially, as long as it is an ABC correction, okay, so as long as it is just a corrective pattern, then the E wave can overextend and come down outside of this triangle. Okay, it hasn't actually got that many strict rules about it, so it can come down lower before we actually get that surge upwards. But the good news is that it basically, with this Elliott wave triangle, is that we know that they only appear in wave 4s and in wave Bs, which means when we zoom on out, we can take a look at this entire position here and we can be confident in knowing that this is a wave B. Okay, it hasn't been, it's not a part of a fourth wave structure or anything like that. We haven't got the right structure this side. And so this is a wave B, making this a wave A, meaning that we haven't had wave C just yet. So although it does seem like we're going to be pulling down, it's going to be quite painful to maybe watch, but it's going to be an opportunity ahead of that C wave going higher. Now, on the 1-to-1 ratio as it stands at the moment, depending on how low this E wave goes, we are talking about $9.97. That might fluctuate a little bit. If the E wave does go down to, let's say, 40 or so cents, then of course, we're going to have to adjust this down to about the same level. And as such, we would lower that top end price target ever so slightly as well. So just kind of keep that in mind, that the E wave is not done, in my opinion, yet. We've still got a little bit more to come down. And in doing so, we'll potentially lower out our target. But as it stands at the moment, it's $9.97. And what we are looking for is an impulsive structure to finish this thing off, which basically means on the larger scale, on this daily chart, something that we have just seen play out on the hourly chart, a 3-3-5 correction pattern, and essentially that would put us right up there at the top. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking for overall from the bigger macro side. And just to kind of go back into our hourly, I'll just bring that back down for a second here, just to kind of highlight what I'm expecting to happen. As we kind of have been talking about for a little while, volatility is our friend in these markets, great for trading. The hodlers, they're going to struggle a little bit with, specifically if they're not looking to dollar cost average or anything, it's going to be a little bit painful to see those unrealized losses on their portfolio, etc. But nonetheless, what we actually have got here is a good structure, right? We can see the move up, we can see a move down. There's going to be plenty of opportunity to do some short-term trading and all of that kind of stuff, if that is your bag, guys. I'm obviously not a financial advisor. I can't give you or offer you financial advice. You should not buy or sell on anything that I have kind of demonstrated here in this video. It is more important that you either talk to a financial advisor or alternatively, do your own research and come to your own financial, decisions. Okay, but do not treat this as financial advice. It simply is not. I'm going to leave the video there, guys. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with all of the XRP videos that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.